Today we are discussing question and answers for Splunk Core Certified Consultant SPLK-3003. If you find this content helpful, please like, comment and subscribe. To find the complete list of question and answers, please go to the playlist link provided in the description. A customer has a new set of hardware to replace their aging indexers. What method would reduce the amount of bucket replication operation during the migration processes? Option A. Disable the indexing ports on old indexers. Option A. B. Disable replication ports on the old indexers. Option C. Put the old indexers into manual detention. Option D. Put old indexers into automatic detention. The correct answer is option D. When the bucket rolls from cold to frozen in a clustered indexer, which of the following scenarios occurs? Option A. All replicated copies will be rolled to frozen, original copies will remain. Option B. Replicated copies of the bucket will remain on all other indexers and the cluster master CM assigns a new primary bucket. Option C. The cluster rolls to frozen on all clustered indexers simultaneously. Option D. Nothing. Replicated copies of the bucket will remain on all other indexers until a local retention rule causes it to roll. The correct answer is option B. The site from the multi-site indexer cluster needs to be decommissioned. Which of the following actions must be taken? Option A. Nothing. Decommissioning a site is not possible. Option B. Create an alias for where the new data should be sent. Option C. Remove the site from the list of available sites. Option D. Remove the site from the list of available sites and create an alias for where the new data should be sent. The correct answer is option D. A customer wants to implement LDAP because managing local Splunk users is becoming too much for an overhead. What configuration details are needed from the customer to implement LDAP authentication? Option A. API Python script with PAM radius details. Option B. LDAP server, port, blind user credentials, path to groups, path to server. Option C. LDAP server, port, blind user credentials, base TN for groups, base TN for users. Option D. LDAP REST details, base TN for groups, base TN for users. The correct answer is option C. Moving towards the next question. A customer has a search cluster SHC of 6 members split evenly between the two data centers DC. The customer is concerned with the network connectivity between the two DCs due to frequent outages. Which of the following is true as it relates the SHC resiliency when the network outage occurs between the two DCs? Option A. The SHC will function as expected, as the SHC deployer will become the new captain until the new communication is restored. Option B. The SHC will stop all scheduled search activity within the SHC. Option C. The SHC will function as expected, as the minimum required number of nodes for the SHC is 3. Option D. The SHC will function as expected, as the SHC captain will fall back to previous active captain in the remaining site. The correct answer is option D. Our next question is: a script input sends data to the Splunk forwarder using which method? Option A, UDP stream. Option B, TCP stream. Option C, temporary file. Option D, stirred out stder. The correct answer is option C. Our next question is: a customer wants to understand how Splunk bucket types hot, warm, cold impact search performance within their environment. Their indexers have a single storage device for all data. What is the proper message to communicate to the customer? Option A. The bucket types hot, warm, or cold have the same search performance characteristics within the customer's environment. Option B. While hot, warm, and cold buckets have the same search performance characteristics within the customer's environment due to their optimized structure, the third buckets are the most performant. Option C. Searching hot and warm buckets result in best performance because by default the cold buckets are miniaturized by the removing TSIDX files to save on storage cost. Option D. Because the cold buckets are written to a cheaper, slower storage volume, they will be slower to search compared to hot and warm buckets, which are written in solid state disk SSD. The correct answer is option D. Our next question is: an index receives approximately 50 GB data per day per indexer at an even consistent rate. The customer would like to keep this data searchable for minimum of 30 days. In addition, they have hourly scheduled searches that processes the week worth of data and are quite sensitive to search performance. Given idle conditions, no restarts nor drops, bursts in data volume, and the following PS best practices. Which of the following sets of indexes.conf settings can be leveraged to meet the requirements? Option A. Frozen time period in seconds, max date size, max volume data size MB, max hot buckets. Option B. Max data size, max total data size MB, max hot buckets, max global data size MB. Option C. Max data size, frozen time period in second, max volume data size MB. Option D, frozen time period in second, max warm DBC count, home path max data size MB, max hot span seconds. The correct answer is option B,